Hello YouTube, Sharps 1874 here, back at the reloading bench. It's cold outside, there's not a whole lot else to do. So the last video I sized some 223 brass. I gave you some suggestions and some ideas on what to do to make sure your 223 brass is correctly sized. I didn't put primers in my brass at that point in time. I could have. And if I would have had all the same kind of non-military brass that is readily available out there, I would have done that. But some of my brass in that bucket was of the military variety, so I needed to go through and sort them out so I could get the crimp out of the priming pocket. So I've quite a few to do, and of course, there's a couple of methods. One is just to take your burring tool and go in and get rid of the crimp. But because I have so many, it's too slow, too hard on the arthritis. So even though I show this in another video, I'm going to show you the way that I've come up with to get rid of the crimp. Okay, here's a quick, easy way to get rid of the crimp on military brass. I've set up my drill press. I put my deburring tool in the chuck, and then I've set the depth stop so when it comes down, it'll give a consistent chamfer on the brass. Extremely low speed. Zoom in here. You do have to hold it. Okay, the crimp has now been removed from my brass. Now we need to do the priming. And let me show you a trick that I've learned. Hold on. Okay, now that all the crimps are out of the brass, it's a simple matter of putting the primer in the holder, putting in the cartridge, and pushing in the primer. Once I get up to speed, I can get these done really quick. I know that there's some handheld priming tools. I've never used those, but I really like this. Now the trick that I talked about, it's not really a trick, but if you do a lot of reloading of different types, there's one, you've got a primer holder for small primers and one for large primers. And you have to go in and disassemble this piece to get everything to change them out. So I got tired of doing that, so I created an entirely new setup. This one's for small primers, this one's for large primers. I've notched it so these can go into my drawer and I know exactly which one's for which. When I go from small rifle to large rifle, I just unscrew this, take it out, put the next one in, and I'm ready to go. So if you get an extra few bucks, these parts are really inexpensive if you go to your Sportsman's Warehouse or Shields or Cabela's or whoever, and it really helps when you're priming your brass. Yeah, this is some pretty basic stuff, but if you're brand new to reloading, I hope it came in handy, this little bit of information. Next step, I'll put some powder in the cartridges and seat some bullets. And so, hope you tune in. So until next time, I'm Sharps 1874, and I thought you might like to know.